What's up, Market Snipers? This is Jesse. It's almost 2 p.m. my time, and we're doing another Bitcoin update here. And kind of just do a quick recap of the last video where we were talking about the potential. I put the thumbnail on as is Bitcoin crashing, right? Just be over dramatic, but in hindsight, it looked more like a crash than a correction. But this took time to play out. This wasn't, I'm sure the news helps push it down in real time, but this was mapped out weeks, if not months in advance, right? So talking about on the weekly chart, first of all, it's bullish until it's not, right? So we're still playing it as a potential buy the dip, but watching all these bearish signs on the weekly chart. So being aware and being ready for a reversal, right? So on the weekly chart, we had that RSI sell signal first. Then we had the first MACD bearish crossover. Then we had the bearish divergence put in. Then we had the potential sell on the bot alert end of July. And then we had a second MACD bearish crossover. And then, of course, the final piece that had a question mark to it in the last video was, are we going to see that sell signal? And of course, there was as the week closed on Sunday, there was a sell signal. But as a swing trader on the daily chart, I don't wait for the weekly sell signal. This is just to try to help identify the overall trend. Maybe if you're a longer term investor, you're more interested in the buy on the weekly and the sell here. It's still, it's not as ideal, but still 25%. So I'm sure that'd be better than a lot of potential experts out there. So that's where we're at right now. The actual sell signal happened on Sunday. Today's Tuesday, so just a couple days ago. And the overall trend, the weekly chart is still trending downward. Nasdaq's correcting. The DXY broke out and had a buy signal on the weekly chart, and gold had a sell signal the week before, and silver before that, I believe. So anyway, my first original thought before the major breakdown was that Bitcoin could retest the 200-week moving average, similar to silver, and then see if we get a bounce from there. And if so, then it would look something like this on the weekly chart, right? Keep in mind, it takes time to play out on the weekly chart, but it could be something like this, right? Comes back in and builds a lower high, or you could call it a right shoulder, right? So builds a lower high and then continues down to the next targets. So that's still a possibility. And, it would take some time to play out, maybe get a bounce like that, right? And then continue back down from there. And so that would, after having this trend line like that and the breakdown, then you kind of, if that does end up playing out, you would just adjust the trend line and see that the trend is starting to continue back down. So, and why do I think this could be a possibility? Well, silver did that, right? So that's one thing. But then, as you can see, let's take a look. So silver came down to the 200-week moving average, bounce, kind of built that right shoulder up, and then came back down to 200-week moving average again. So it came down here to about the RSI 45 level, bounced fairly high, actually, back up into the bullish territory, trap some more longs, and then come back down, right? So that's silver. You had that a higher high followed by a lower high, right? Now, gold looks more similar to what Bitcoin could do, right? So I had this similar trend line drawn out, right? Broke down, came down. Bitcoin is looking more bearish on the RSI than gold was, but this is, redrawing it. You can kind of see where, price jumps back up, builds that lower high, and comes back down. So that's still a possibility, and it would take some time to play out. As you can see, if it does play out, you're looking at October, right? And then come back down to like November. Maybe it finds support, fills the 4% CME gap at 20,300-ish, and then starts building momentum up before the next halving, right? So the next halving is projected April 2024. So if that were to play out, it'd be something, obviously along the lines, something like that. If it was easy, everyone would do it and come out like that. Or let's see, maybe not like that, but maybe it bounces before the halving, right? And then comes back down, and then ends up taking off, not knowing exactly how much time, but it could play out similar to that. So we'll see. We're just going to take it level by level and step by step. So no need to speculate that far in advance quite yet. The only thing, right, that would cause hesitation on silver, playing out similar to silver and gold, I would say that's probably my 1A thought. But since Bitcoin is more bearish on the weekly chart as of now, and since Bitcoin is ultra bearish on the daily chart with first back on, it's still ultra bearish at this moment. There's no signs of reversal on the daily chart, so it's just kind of a wait and see, because it is too early to say, right? So as of this moment, I'd have to expect further downside before start calling a reversal over the coming weeks and coming months to build up that right shoulder. So too early to say, and too early to even call that that's what's going to happen. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. But that's about it. We want to try to keep this to about 10 minutes. I'll upload this and I'll send it out on the newsletter as well, and upload it to the Discord. So thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.